Okay, number 15. We need to set up an equation in order to solve for x. So I need to figure out a way to relate the three measurements that I have. Two of them are arc measurements. So I'm going to go ahead and move this 85 out here so that I have all arc measurements. If I look at the two diameters that are making the 40-degree angle, they also make the x plus 60 and the 85. So this is vertical to this right here. So my equation is going to be 140 equals x plus 60 added to 85. So I have 140 equals x plus 145. Subtract 145 on both sides, and I get x is negative 5. And that's all I had to do was solve for x. You don't have to go any further there. All right, number 16. All right, I don't have any diameters in that picture. So really all I have to work with is vertical angles, and since I don't have any diameters, I'm not going to have any vertical angles because they need to be made by two intersecting lines. But I do have, if I move this x plus 64 in for this central angle, I do have a measurement for every single one of these angles that make up the circle. So I can use the fact that they all add up to 360 to set up this problem. So I have 54 plus x added to x and 64 added to 100 added to x and 59 added to x and 119. So all of those add up to 360 degrees. I'm going to grab my handy dandy calculator, and I'm going to add 54 and 64 and 100 and 59 and 119. I'm going to subtract that from 360. Let's have 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. And when I subtract 396 from both sides, I get negative 36. So when I divide by 4, I get x is negative 9. All right, number 17. Again, I don't have any diameters, but I do have some expression for every arc all the way around the circle. The sum of the arc measures all the way around the circle is also 360. So I can use that to set up an equation. So if I add up all the arcs, they add up to 360 degrees. All right, so if I have, let's see, negative 1 plus 126 plus 90 plus 1. So we get 216, and then I have, 48 x's plus 216 equals 360. Subtract 216, I get 48x equals 144. 144 divided by 48 leaves me, just kidding, leaves me with 3, so x is 3. Number 18. Here I have some diameters. That's a diameter, and that's a diameter, and that makes these vertical angles. So those quantities are equal to each other. So 109 is the same as these two added together, 50 and negative 6x plus 5. So 109 minus 55 is 54, and that's equal to negative 6x divided by negative 6. X is negative 9. All right, 19. Again, I have a diameter, and that one is helpful because it cuts off half a circle, and I have an expression for every arc in that half of the circle. So those three arcs add up to 180 degrees. I have 66x in one, added to 43, added to 70, equals 180. So that's 66x plus, when I add my like terms, 44 and 70, add up to 114. Alright, I'll subtract from 180. 66x equals 66, so x is 1. And number 20. I have this diameter right here. That doesn't help me because I don't have both of these angles or arcs, and I don't have all three of those arcs. So I look and see, do I have another diameter? And I do. And those two diameters make these vertical angles right here. So this 66 is extra information that we don't even need to solve the problem, because the angle that is 18x minus 2 is equal to the angle that is 70. So if I add 2 to both sides and then divide by 18, I get x is 4.